Good morning, Grand Rising. Top of the day to ya. I just wanted to come and have a conversation today about something that is going on in the media and around the world, I guess. I don't know, especially in this country, it's going on. People are starting to recognize things. And one of those things are these generational curses that people are waking up from. A generational curse can be anything. A curse can be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be generational. It could just be you're the only one that has it going on. So I was catching a message today, and I was trying to spread some information in the comment section, and then realized that my comment was deleted, and that's fine because it's that person's channel and they can have whatever they want on it. But I think a lot of people that do these messages and give these messages out, I understand that they're trying to put positivity in the world, but at the same time, we can't sugarcoat things that we need to talk about because some people are sensitive. They're sensitive, that's on them. You're not responsible for that. So, what I wanted to talk about today was the fact that if you're a person that feels like just anytime that you try to get ahead in life and try to do right, something comes and tears it apart. Whether it's you're trying to find love, whether you're trying to have friends, whether you're trying to build a business, whether you're trying to whatever you're trying to do. And it's like there's a pattern that is possibly something attached to you that doesn't want you to go anywhere. And so the only thing that I can take as an example is so like we know that there's plenty of movies like The Exorcist, The Conjuring, da 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 da, and we all know that those movies are based off of real experiences. A lot of those movies are based off of real experiences, and so I think people look too much into like the theatrics and the drama and the dramatics of the movies, and they don't really pay attention to the the plot or the storyline. And they think that it just because it's in a movie, it's not real. Those things are highly real. Demons exist. Demonic energy exists. Demonic possession exists. Um, that's literally what mental health issues are. It's demonic possession. So that's why a lot of people, when they go through these mental health issues or whatever, they put them on medication. That medication is to stop. Is supposed to stop those things from happening, but at the same time, it also shuts off part of your brain that you really need to function and use. So really, those medications are just masking what's going on. You can't feed a demon a medicine. I mean, you probably can't, but you know. And then what happens when those people aren't on their meds? So that's what I mean by a lot of the mental health issues that people have. They're either demonic possessions or they're actually angelic gifts. Um, but because man has stepped his foot inside of God's creation and said, I'm man, and it's just what I said instead of what God says, we believe what man says and we disregard what God says. Um, so back to the whole curse thing, like curses can come from anywhere, whether it's uh, your great 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 grandfather, whatever was cursed, or grandmother or whatever, or something happened, he or she did something, and they crossed a witch path or something, what have you, because people be touching all kinds of crazy stuff. Um, that's a way, like for instance, on holes. Remember the whole Madame Zeroni thing? Yeah, I'm not saying that that is real, but that's a type of, yeah. Then there's people that can curse you by just touching you because them themselves have demons, or them themselves are a demon, and all it takes is for them to give you a handshake or give you a hug or even hand you an item. People can curse items and give them to you. So another big way to get a curse is through your parents. So this is really what I wanted to talk about because I think that people miss the mark on this a lot. So Our parents are our blueprint to life. Like that's who not designed our life because God creates our life and gives us our life, but parents are our shepherds. They're our guides. They're supposed to clear a path for us so we can walk our path, which is why you're supposed to let your children be who they are and not try to say, oh, I want to see you do this. You should do that. Like, no, let your child be who they want to be because they have their own mind, they have their own life. You gave them life, and so now they're living it, so let them live it. You're just there to guide them and rear them and be their shepherd. You don't see shepherds telling the sheep how to sheep. You just see them guide them, right? Okay. So that's the same thing that your parents are supposed to do. But instead, a lot of parents have developed this God mentality, like I am God, and you have to honor me because they know that that commandment exists: honor thy mother and father. Meanwhile, the mother and father is not honoring the child or children. So that's where you get a lot of generational curses, generational trauma, mama trauma, dada trauma. I call it mama trauma. And the reason why I call it mama trauma is because everyone that is born to a mother. And so we are automatically attached to our mother because first of all we spend 9 months in her womb. So that's all that attachment right there. But a woman can break that attachment even when she's pregnant by a lot of different factors. Her environment, for one, so she's not in a good environment. She doesn't have a good partner, good family people around her. Those people could put stuff inside of her life and inside of her baby, through her mind and her feelings and da 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 da. Boom. Also, if you have parental figures who are off their rockers and they have their own curses, boom, now you have their stuff. Um, One thing in particular that spoke out to me for my situation is who your parents can be. So you might have a parent, your mom might have a narcissistic trait or a Jezebel trait, or your father might have one or both. Um, and then they go ahead and they create little babies. Look at that. Um, Another thing that reached out to me was for all the people that were born during the crack epidemic. Um, I was told that us 80 and 90 babies weren't supposed to make it. And I could see how that is because literally our parents in that era was literally hit with a possession, a demonic possession. Drugs is a demonic possession because it leads demons to come inside of you by shutting off the things that you need in order to be upright. So that right there, drugs itself is a demonic possession. So imagine people, yeah, you know where I'm going with that. So being that our parents are our blueprint, we learn, and it's more of like an unconscious thing. It's just because they're our parents, we're supposed to listen and go with what they say. So we end up actually internalizing even the bad things that our parents do. We take that with us through our childhood, and we take it with us into adulthood, and we carry it into our adulthood. So if you had a Jezebel type of mother, it's possible that you are going to follow in those same footsteps. Now, it doesn't happen like that all the time, but you're going to probably have just a little bit of that inside of you. And that's probably why, here we go, you are attracted to said spirits like a Jezebel spirit or a narcissist because of your parents, who your parents were. Even if you're not trying to, that's just part of the curse. That's just how it goes. So, what you have to do is you have to figure out, kind of try to figure out where it came from, and then understand and say, oh, okay, that's what that is. Okay, well, what do I need to do? That's your next thing. Is what do I need to do to chop that cord, to cut that chain or whatever people are saying, to be that that curse breaker. And that's how you get those curse breakers, the one that actually wants to do the work. Because a lot of the times the people that get stuck with those type of possessions, they too want to do that work, but they can't because their demons are so strong, and They've done whatever they've done to that person that they literally lost themselves. It's so I explain a demonic possession like a dark passenger, like a passenger. That's it. Okay, so you're in the back and you're stuck. You're like you can't go anywhere. You're just in the back, and so there's whoever whoever is driving and whoever in the passenger seat is going to be a demonic force or some type. It's kind of like how like on Get Out when the woman put him in a second place and like he could see but he couldn't get to anything. That's exactly what a demonic uh, possession is. It's like you're there but you're not there, and the only thing that's there is your demons. They're literally running everything for you. So when you see someone and you know they're off, you're like, oh, that's possession, because it's like it's kind of like I don't know. When you see someone obviously that is drug inflicted, and it's like a lot of people who are like that, like yeah, they have that side where they're like talking to themselves and blurting out crazy shit. But at the end of the day, it's sometimes if you really sit down with those people, you can have a conversation with them, and their real self will come out. So that's why you're like, that's why some people are like, oh, I can see the real them. Yeah, because they're still in there, but it's literally when they try to come out to the front, their demons will come back and pull them back in. So it's kind of like that's kind of where you get split personalities from. But we're told that's a mental illness. But mind you, I just told you that demonic possessions are mental illnesses. See, man has gotten so good with this science thing that he tries to overcompensate science with a lot of spiritual things. But I'm gonna tell you this: spirituality was here before science was. Science is it's everything that science got its stuff from came from spirituality. Because if you line them up side by side, they both exhibit the same things, which is why a lot of people who study the Bible will go and study science as well. And they call it like biblical science or something like that. I don't know. But at the end of the day, God is the real scientist. He's because he's the creator of all. Like he made you everything. Like literally, that's why I be like I tell people like if you listen to your body, take care of your body. Like your body is literally you're literally a walking clinic. Like your body can heal itself. Like right, if you do right, you put the right things in when you're sick, it can heal itself. And then I say that world is literally our hospital, and God is the doctor. But some people don't believe that. They want to go to the man-made stuff and do the man-made stuff, and then when the man-made stuff tears them up even more, then they're looking for God, right? But anyway, so that's just my rant today because I feel like I'm gonna be off topic. So I just wanted to put some of those droplets in your ear, clean out your ears or whatever.